what's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. So I've never seen this data before, and it was really impressive. So I come from the days of ephedra, which had decent data, but it wasn't mind-blowing. People didn't understand, if you just ate one less cookie a day, man, it was, you're pretty much breaking out even. What people loved ephedra for was the energy, the stimulation. There's two types of energy. There's stimulant energy like caffeine, and then there's cellular energy. We're actually lighting up the mitochondria, just getting your body going, firing on all cylinders. We hear a lot about mitochondria now, methylene blue and NAD and all these new things coming out. But what if we took something your body produced naturally and we gave it that? Because it's something your body only produces under stress, fasting, low carb. What if we put that in your body, bioidentical form? What if we did that? What would it do for fat loss? It's a damn good question, wouldn't you say? This study is great. I'm going to bring it up right now. It was done by a very, very credible man named Dr. Tim Ziegenfuss, a good friend of mine. And man, this is something that, I wish I saw this study before because it backs up what I've been saying. It backs up everything I've been telling y'all. Dude, BHBs are the future, and they're here right now. So we've talked about everything from mitochondria. We've talked about all these different applications on this channel, and I'm the one doing the most work on this, saying the most stuff about BHB, how it's changed my life, how it's changed a lot of people's lives. I'll tell you what, this is a crazy diet, crazy diet, crazy study. And just to let you know, man, the dosing is very, it's not a crazy dose. Like you see these studies and it's like, you'll never take that dose. This is only using 5 grams of BHB. That's it. Only 5 grams. So let's just look over this, and I'm going to go over the, and this is done using a Real Ketones product. That's a brand. Of course, there's other brands on the market, but you go into all of this. So here's what they looked up. They want to look up the effect of supplementation on changing body composition, lean mass, fat mass, weight, and hip girth, body weight during 8-week supplementation and program, effect of supplementation through changes in serum markers of hepatorenal function. That's AST, ALT, and BUN. As you know, that is raised generally by weight training a lot of the time. Creatinine, bilirubin, alkaline phosphatase, as well as general cardiovascular health, heart rate, blood pressure during 8-week study. The effect supplementation through changes in uric acid, insulin, fasting blood lipids, all that good stuff. Change in appetite, crazy for sweet food. It was a very, very, very comprehensive study. So after giving informed consent and being cleared for participation by passing a screening physical, 104 overweight but not obese, recreational active men and women were randomly assigned to receive one of the ketone supplements or a placebo. No baseline differences between the groups were identified, which means it was a successful randomization. Testing period was 8 weeks. So this is 8 weeks. It's not a super long study, but it's also not too short to get good results, meaning results that you could take to the bank. You could cash this. It's Bitcoin at its peak. So the diet, a lot of people say, well, you just starve them, right? No, it was a zone type diet, 500 calorie restriction below estimated energy requirements. So that means they averaged 300 calories less per day than estimated energy requirements. And they met with the dietitian to record this. So the study results were achieved with only a reduction of 308 calories a day. Put in perspective, I ate a crumble cookie the other day that was 1,200 calories. It's not a lot of calories, guys. So the exercise, the protocol called for an increase in habitual physical activity, 30 minutes of walking exercise 3 days a week. That's it, but this is among all groups. You had control, which was placebo, and then you had the BHB group. And of course, they measured this with a DEXA as well as general markers of health. So let's go into this. Let me just give you the results because it's pretty long. And then we'll bring up these charts and graphs again. Okay. Do you guys want to hear the results? I know you want to hear the results. I definitely would love you to hear the results. So they ate a standard diet. That's it. The BHB group lost 106% more weight than placebo. The BHB group lost 159% more fat than placebo. Lean to fat ratio of the BHB group improved 528% more than placebo. Hip circumference decreased 375% more for the BHB group. Insulin saw a 35% improvement for the BHB group. With all this talk about syndrome max and insulin resistance, man, total cholesterol, 5% better for the BHB group. The LDL was 6.9% better for the BHB group. I mean, wow. Absolute mic drop. Absolute mic drop. So you could look at the weight loss in pounds. So the ketone group outperformed the placebo by 106%. Fat loss outperformed by 159%. Just look at that. Negative 4.4 versus 1.7. Lean to fat, 4.4 to 0.7. Hip circumference, that's insane. Does this mean it targets trouble areas? I don't know. We need more data. More data, more data. Ziegenfuss, get on the job, homie. Get on the job. So insulin level change. Again, insulin is very, very important for overall health. Inflammation. Look at that. Look at that. 3.9 IU, 35% of normal insulin levels over placebo. Cholesterol change. 5% reduction of normal total cholesterol levels over the placebo. It's insane. That's nuts. That is unheard of. I'm genuinely shocked. Like, I'm not acting. Every time I see a new study on BHB, my mind is absolutely blown. Everybody should be taking this. Everybody, if you saw my video on concussions, if you saw my video with Dr. Ben Bickman, I have my son take 15 to 20 total grams a day. So Preston's in football season right now. Every day before practice, he drops 10 grams of BHB. In the morning when he wakes up, he has 5 grams. He might have another 2 to 3 before bed due to the sleep effects. Dude, I mean, he had a head-on collision with someone the other day. And this, again, I'm not making claims. Other kid got a concussion. Preston's fine. Maybe because Preston was delivering the hit. I don't know. But for his mom's like, what should I do? I'm like, get him BHB right now. It has to be Go BHB. That's the only BHB on the market. You have these imposters, this alcohol called 1,3-butanediol. It's not a ketone. They're liars. They're false advertisers. Honestly, I've said it before. They should be waterboarded for 10 years straight, every day, every minute of the day, for the lies they are saying about, oh, we're a ketone. No, you're not. Stop putting ketone in your name. And the thing is, we got to get away from saying ketone. It's BHB. Yes, it is your body's ketones, but it's beta hydroxybutyrate. That's the beauty. That's the ingredient. It's Go BHB. It's Go BHB. That's what it is. If it's not Go BHB, it's not the real deal. A lot of great products coming out with this ingredient in it. Be under MTS Nutrition is going to have one in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, it's insane. A lot of brands coming out with it. It's great. You can't, again, it is absolutely nuts what we're seeing here. I want to play a video real quick on another study that I'm going to do a whole video about that was done by Dr. Dom D'Agostino out of Florida. And I just saw this study, and Ben just did a video on it. And I'm going to just pop this over to you guys. Let me share my screen real quick. Wait, hold on. I got this. Trust me, I got this. I think. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, that's the old stuff. Hold on. Present. Stop screen. Okay, I got this. Present. No, don't. Okay, so I'm finding. Okay, here it is. Got it. All right, guys, look at that beautiful man. Dr. Ben Bickman, Dr. Ben Hameen Bickman coming in. I want you to listen to this video.
There was a fascinating new paper just published. Here's the title. What they did was look at the effects of beta hydroxybutyrate on cardiovascular function. Now, by way of a brief primer on ketone biochemistry, when the body makes beta hydroxybutyrate, the main ketone, it will produce it in two forms. There's the dominant or majority form, DBHB. Then there's the flipped version of it, LBHB. Classically, LBHB has been considered a sort of garbage form of BHB. People didn't really know what it did. It appears that it is less used for energy, like D is. D is energy for every cell's mitochondria. L, not so much. It's more of a signaling molecule with a lot of cool evidence coming out with regards to brain function. Now, this study looked in the heart. First of all, they found that the cardiac output from the heart went up by 40%. So every time the heart was beating, it was moving 40% more blood. But it wasn't because the heart was beating harder. It was the effect that L was having on what's called afterload.
Real quick, guys. You have something that burns fat, helps your brain function better, helps you train harder, helps you recover better, helps mitigate the effects of concussions, and is also good for your kidneys. I've talked about that before. Your liver, your heart. It's a heat-seeking missile for health.
So basically, what is the resistance to the heart pumping out its blood? That resistance was a lot lower. So it was much easier for the heart to move blood. I am extremely optimistic when I think about the consequences of this, as it can be applied to both cardiovascular patients, heart patients, as well as athletics. Every time the heart beats, it's moving its blood more easily.
Wow. It's insane. Look, guys, again, like again, like I'm not going to do the whole, but creatine's awesome, but it's not damaging to your liver. It's not damaging your kidneys. I've gotten into fights over that for a long time. But imagine taking something that's of ergogenic benefit, that also has the cognitive benefits, that also has the intrinsic benefits of basically just making you a better person. Again, if you're not taking Go BHB now, you're missing out. Trust me on this, you're missing out. And the thing is, there's safety studies on kids. So like, for example, Rev 7, the energy drink, it doesn't have to put that warning. You have to be 18 plus to drink it because it's safe for kids. It's literally safe for kids. Again, my kids, every single one of my children, you know, my daughter has to perform well in college. My son wrestles. He's getting donked on the head every day. My other son wrestles and plays football. If you have a child in sports and you're not giving them BHB, you're not serving your child well, because we know, and you've watched this video, you know what it can do. And man, so I'm telling you, at least 5 grams a day, right? But if you can afford it, again, I know people have budget constraints, get at least 5 grams a day. But if you can, I've found anecdotally, personally, and again, the data is still coming out. Like we're still there's millions of dollars in studies going on right now. 10 to 20 grams a day. I take 10 in the morning before training, 5 in the afternoon, and then 5 later in the evening, and sometimes an extra 2 to 3 before bed. Sometimes I'll go on top of that, drink a Rev 7. I mean, it is the greatest. This is Nobel Prize. If nitric oxide get a Nobel Prize, this deserves a Nobel Prize. So anyway, there's a lot of new brands coming out. It's going to blow up. Mark my words, this will be bigger than creatine in the next year and a half, 2 years. It's going to be bigger than creatine. And you heard it here first. That's why you need to subscribe to my channel. Guys, every time there's a cool new ingredient, I'm one of the first. You can look back in my history. I've called it with new ingredients on this channel since 2011. 2011. A lot of times I'm the one who launched that ingredient. This is bigger and better and badder than any ingredient I've ever seen, I've ever talked about. And if you're not taking it immediately, you're missing out. You're missing out on health. You're missing out on performance. You're missing out on life. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. So again, I want you to subscribe to this channel because I always have dope stuff like this. Like this video, share this with your friends. Look, if you love your friends, you will have them take BHB. You will have, I just sat down and talked to a very large influencer this week on Tuesday. And he saw this and he's like, this is going to change the world. Yeah, it's going to change the world. Be a part of the change, guys. Recommend this to your friends. It's called Go BHB. There's some products with ketone in the name. It's not a ketone. You got to look at the ingredients, right? Like, for example, here's Correct Life, right? Correct Fuel. I've showed you this product. So see on the back, it's going to be too small to see. You can see it. You see that logo, that Go BHB logo? That's what you look for. If it has Go BHB, buy it. If it doesn't, buy something else. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Marc Lobliner. Little chest bump. That, of course, it's not a game.